Chapter 2, Section 5, the chemical elements. This will be a very short section. So for the chemical elements, we're specifically going to look at chemical symbols. So what makes up a chemical symbol? Well, every element is given either a single letter or a double letter symbol. If it's a single letter, the letter is always capitalized. If it's a double letter symbol, only the first letter is capitalized. The second one is always lowercase. So for example, we have calcium, which has the symbol Ca. The C is capital and the A is lowercase. This is the correct way. So often I have students who do a capital C, then they'll do a very tiny capital A. No, those are two capitals. You cannot do that. A small capital letter is not the exact same thing as a lowercase letter. Often, the most common one is actually chromium, Cr. I have a lot of students who do a big C and then a little tiny capital R. No, don't be that idiot. Don't be that person, please. Again, if it's a double letter symbol, the first letter is capital, the second letter is not capital. I know in the book they talk about the origin of where they get the symbols. A lot of it deals with the name, and then some elements they went by their Greek name or their Latin name. So a lot of newer elements now go by whoever discovered the element or the university that found them. But there you go. Another thing that's pretty important are what are known as diatomics. So these are 7 elements which you have to have memorized. These are 7 elements that are actually found as diatomic molecules. Di, the prefix di, means 2, so 2 atoms. Now this only occurs when these elements are by themselves. So for example, when you have hydrogen, when it's just hydrogen and it's not connected to anything else, it's just hydrogen, usually one hydrogen atom will combine with another hydrogen atom and they'll act as a pair. The same is true for oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Okay? These are diatomic molecules. Yes, they can be by themselves. You can get a single hydrogen by itself. But in nature, typically, if you have just a hydrogen, it's typically connected with another hydrogen to be H2. Same for oxygen. The oxygen in our air is typically 2 oxygen atoms put together to make a molecule called O2. And there you go. Those are diatomics. Make sure you get those 7 memorized. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. And again, make sure you understand that those diatomic molecules are only diatomic when they're by themselves. If they're connected to something else, then it goes based on charges, which we'll talk about in a later chapter.